Hello everyone. Welcome to another class for CFA Level 1. In today's class, we will be doing basics of derivatives. So in today's class, we will be covering and in details understanding what is derivatives and what are the different types of derivatives. So let us start. So the introduction for derivatives given as a derivative is a security or a contract that derive its value from another security or a variable. Another security or a variable at a specific future date based on the value the security or variable based on which the value is derived is known as underlying. So basically what it is saying is that a derivative is a contract that derive its value from another security or a variable, and the security or a variable from which it is deriving its value is known as an underlying. So let us try and understand it with the help of an example, a realistic example. Suppose there is a person by the name of Raju. Okay, Raju is interested in investing in gold. Okay, so let us see what are the different options that is available with Raju. So the different options that are available to him: first, he can buy physical gold. Second, he can buy digital gold. He can buy gold bonds. He can buy gold mutual funds, ETFs, fund of fund, or gold based companies, so on and so forth, right? However, in all this option, he has to make an upfront investment. Okay. Now suppose Raju does not have the money. Raju is not having the money to make this upfront investment. Okay. Suppose Raju wants to have an exposure or have an investment of $10,000, but only has $1,000 in his pocket. So what will he do? And ideally, Raju is also not interested in buying gold. He is not interested in keeping gold. He is interested in the upsides of gold. Okay, so basically, Raju is expecting that the prices of gold will go up and he will profit from that increase in price. So there is another alternative that is available with Raju. Raju, who is interested in buying gold, will find someone, maybe by the name of Rani, who is interested in selling gold, right? Why is Rani interested in selling gold? Because Rani expects the price of gold to go down, but similar to Raju. So Raju has no money to buy gold, and Rani has no gold to sell, but Raju expects the price to go up, and Rani expects the price to go down. So what they can do, they can enter into a contract. What kind of contract? A contract where Raju agrees to buy 100 grams of gold at $10,000 after a year, and Rani agrees to sell. Okay. So basically, since Raju did not have the money, Rani did not have the gold, but Raju was interested in the upward movement of gold and Rani was interested in the downward movement of gold. They entered into a contract where Raju told that yes, after a year, we will meet again. So Raju and Rani said that yes, after a year, we will meet again. And when we meet again, I will buy 100 grams of gold from you at $10,000. Now, there are various things. There are three possibilities that can happen during this 1 year period. So, this 100 grams of gold, either it can remain at $10,000 or it can go to anyway higher than $10,000. Let us take an example as 5%, or it can go below $10,000. Let us take an example of 5%. So 95, right? So if you see, there are only three alternative possible. Either the prices can go up, or the prices can go down, or the prices can remain constant. Yes or no, guys? So what will happen if the prices will go up? Who will laugh and who will cry? Raju, who had contracted to buy the gold at $10,000, now is able to buy a gold worth 10,500, just 10,000. Why? Because the contract was fixed at 10,000. So Raju will buy at 10,000. So Raju will laugh. Who will cry? Rani will cry. Why? Because Rani had to sell something which is worth 10,500 at just 10,000. Suppose in a flip situation, the prices went down. Now who will laugh? Rani will laugh. Why? Because now she is able to sell something which is worth 9,500 at 10,000. Right? Because the contract was fixed at 10,000. And who will cry? Raju will cry. Okay. So basically, this contract is creating value for one and loss for another. Yes or no? Now, you can come up with a very unique idea in this contract. Suppose now Raju says to Rani, see Rani, neither I am interested in buying gold nor you are interested in selling gold. Okay. But if we execute the contract the way it is written, you will have to buy gold from the market, sell it to me. Okay. So rather than doing all these complication, let us net cash settle it or net settle it. What does it mean? Let us net cash settle it or net settle it, which means that see, if the prices from 10,000, if it went to 10,500, what will happen? Rani will buy it from the market at 10,500, will have to sell to me at 10,000. Eventually, will lose $500. Yes or no? So rather than doing all this complication of buying it from the market, selling it to me, you simply pay me this $500 and we will assume the contract to be done. Why? Because eventually, if you sell me this gold for 10,000, I will go to the market and sell it and I will realize for 10,500. So my profit will be 500, your loss will be 500. So rather than exchanging gold, let us simply pay this $500 and let us assume the contract to be done. On the flip side, if the prices went down, Rani will buy from the market at 9,500 and sell it to Raju at 10,000. Will make a profit of 500. So rather than buying it from the market, selling it to me, I will give you $500 and let us assume the contract to be done. This is known as net settlement or cash settlement, right? Now, if you look at this contract, now if you look at this gold contract, this gold contract created value for one and loss for another just basis the price movement of gold, right? So this contract was valuable to Raju when the price went up. It was valuable to Rani when the price went down. So this contract in itself does not hold value. But because the prices of gold moved and changed, the contract suddenly had value for one. Correct? These type of contracts are known as derivative contracts. Why? Because these contracts don't have a value in itself. They derive the value from some variable or a security. Now, instead of gold, it could be silver. It could have been any commodity. It could have been rice. It could have been grains. It could have been interest rate. It could have been shares or real estate, anything. So, derivatives are contract, the value of whose is derived from another asset, security, or a variable. That security asset is known as an underlying. So, in our example, what is the underlying? The underlying is the gold. Gold is the underlying. Guys, are you getting it? In our example, what is the underlying? Underlying is gold. Are you getting it, guys? Now, this contract can have variations, and due to these variations, we have different types of derivatives. So, what can be the variations? Let us look at it one by one. So, in this contract, both Raju and Rani had both right and obligation. Right? Why? Because Raju both had the right to buy the gold as well as the obligation to buy the gold. Correct? There can be another variation where Raju or Rani only have the right or only have the obligation. We will look with another example. Or there can be a contract where Raju and Rani, instead of dealing with each other, they are dealing with a central authority. So for Raju, the central authority is selling, and for Rani, the central authority is buying. Correct. There can be a fourth variation as well, where Raju is buying gold and selling silver, whereas Rani or the central authority is selling gold and buying silver. In this situation, the profit or loss will be profit or loss on gold plus profit or loss on silver. Yes or no, guys? So, depending upon the type of a contract, depending upon what are the nuances in the contract, your types of derivative changes. So, given this background, there are four types of derivatives: forwards, futures, options, and swaps. What are forwards? The gold example that we just took between Raju and Rani is the forward. Okay, it is a classic example of a forward. When you execute this contract through a central authority or the central authority is involved, it becomes future. So gold example plus central authority. Okay. What is options? When one party has right or obligation but not both. So we will see it in details. Don't worry, guys. This will be discussed in details. And swaps when there is a buying and selling of gold and silver. So it can be buying of gold and selling of real estate, or buying of gold, selling of something else. Right? When there are two variables involved in this, it becomes a swap. So guys, I hope with this example you guys are clear what a derivative is, how a derivative contract is to be perceived, and what are the different types of derivatives. In next example, in next class, we will look at options. We will take a detailed example of options, what an options look like, and after that, we will also look at what are swaps. Thank you guys and happy studying.